Are you okay? Did you get too nervous?
I'm really sorry for getting sick right before seeing your family. I didn't think I'd get a stomachache at such a time. I've always had a sensitive stomach, so I guess the thought of announcing our marriage made me nervous and got me sick. I'm at my doctor's office right now, and they're putting in an IV.
IV? I'm going to your hospital. Where are you?
It's okay. Since it's been a while since you've been at your parents' home, you should relax. I'll go visit again.
But I'm worried about you.
I'm really sorry. My schedule wouldn't allow me to go to your parents for long, and just when I was finally going to go meet them, I suddenly get this upset stomach just a footsteps away from their house.
Well, you can't help it if you get a stomachache. I also got so nervous and had a heartache when I went to meet your parents, you know.
Please apologize to them for me. I'm sorry that I couldn't make it, even though they worked out the schedule for us.
That's okay. My parents are just worried, not angry.
I'll set up another date to visit them again. After this IV drip, I'm going to get some lab tests just to make sure I'm fine. He's my family doctor, so he knows me better than myself. He's even willing to admit me for a full checkup. I'll leave it in the doctor's hands.
I've never noticed you had a sensitive stomach.
Well, it's only when I'm under a lot of pressure or when I'm extremely nervous. I'm sorry for leaving you alone to come to the hospital when I suddenly got this stomachache right in front of your house.
I'm okay. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you.
Thank you.
I don't know if this is the right time to say this, but we were supposed to announce the marriage today and then go check out the wedding venue the following weekend, right? You want to postpone it just in case?
Yeah, I guess. I don't think it's a good idea to go ahead planning the wedding without officially announcing it to your parents. I'm sorry, but could you cancel the appointment?
Of course, I'll let them know.
Thank you. I'm just in the hospital for a checkup. I'll call you when I'm settled.
Okay. If you need me to do any house chores or cooking or anything, just let me know.
Thank you.
Take care. Nice to meet you. I hope I have the right number for Anna. Who is this? I'm glad you responded. I was afraid that you might ignore me. My name is Rosalie. Doesn't my name ring a bell? I'm sorry. It doesn't. Oh my God, you really are insensitive. I'm the daughter of the president of the construction company where your current fiancé, Rick, works. The president's daughter? How do you know my number? Why would you contact me? Rick gave me your number. Rick told you? Why? Because I wanted to speak with you directly. How can I help you? Let me get straight to the point. I'd like you to break up with Rick. Break up? Too much insensitivity is not cute. Be careful. I'm sorry. What on earth is that supposed to mean? Why is there talk of him and I breaking up? We're engaged, you know. But he hasn't even met your parents yet. Isn't that right? How do you know about that? Of course, because Rick told me. He told me he couldn't make it to your parents' place. We were just about to set up a new schedule. But he hasn't set up a schedule for over a month, right? Shouldn't you have noticed by now that he has no intention of marrying you? He has no intention of getting married? He's postponed the wedding and the meeting with both of your families. Not a single thing is in progress, right? Then you should have guessed. He has no intention of marrying you at all. He'd rather break up with you. Wait a minute. He said that? Yes. That's what he's been saying. I heard it with my own ears. We've been seeing each other every day lately.
You see each other every day?
We go on dates after work and on weekends too, to develop our romantic relationship.
Does that mean he's been cheating on me?
We're engaged.
You knew that, right?
Well, you're about to break off the engagement, right?
How can he date another woman when he's engaged in the first place?
It's your fault, you know. Because you're poor.
Poor?
He said you seem to wear nice things, but it turns out that you're actually poor.
What? I am not poor.
But your parents' house looks shabby, doesn't it? We live on the 12th floor of a luxury tower apartment. My father is the president of a construction company, so he used his connections to move into the newly built tower complex. I need Rick to become the next president of our company. Please break up with him quickly.
The next president? That man?
I'm going to support him as his wife. Dad always said he wanted a son who would be his right-hand man. Then it would be quicker for me to get a son-in-law who would be taken in by my family.
Let me get this straight. In other words, you're the daughter of the president of Rick's company. He said my parents were poor and switched to you. That means he cheated on me, right?
I guess that's what it means. But it's your fault that he cheated on you, so please accept it. He showed me a picture of your parents' house that he took secretly. I was surprised at how old it looked. It's in shambles and seems like a tower apartment is just a dream you will never realize. That house is for poor people to live in.
Yes, it's old, but it's a valuable piece of architecture.
Of course, a house so old and run down that makes people wonder if it's possible to live in must be very valuable. I had never seen a house like that before, so I thought it was a fossil.
Fossil.
Well, to sum it up, you are poor. Rick's future was uncertain, so he decided to marry me, the president's daughter, to become the next president. That's why I've gone out of my way to contact you to ask you to do me a favor, to break up with him. Do you understand?
I understand very well. It's hard to imagine that marriage would be on the table in just a month. I'm sure you've been in a relationship for a long time. Two-timing with me.
You're right. You're perceptive there. I'm glad to know you weren't just an insensitive old woman. To tell the truth, we've been dating for a long time. I mean, Rick is my type of guy. But he said he already had a girlfriend, so I had to go all out. He's mine now.
I'll have a talk with him.
Of course. Neither his will nor my feelings will change one bit, though. But please go ahead and try your best.
Rick, what's going on? I just got a call from someone who claims to be the daughter of the president of your company. She told me that you don't want to marry me. Yeah, that's all true.
Seriously?
I've been trying to figure out how to bring it up. You know, I'm a gentleman. I don't like seeing women sad, so I didn't want you to cry, even if I was breaking up with you. Is that why you gave her my number? Well, I think Rosalie covered up most of the part. So, let's break up. I can't be with someone who can't share my values. Values? I just can't have poor people as my family. I don't want your parents to take advantage of me in the future.
They would never do such a thing.
I was surprised when I saw that wrecked house. I figured you're the kind of person who wants to show off. You know, the things you were wearing were nice things. But your parents were poor. I didn't realize you were one of those people with a big ego, overdressed and trying to look greater than they actually are.
Was that actually all a lie? About the stomachache and going to the hospital upon seeing my parents' house? Also, having a sensitive stomach when having nerves?
Of course it's all a lie. If I went in there and introduced myself to your parents, I wouldn't be able to escape, would I?
No way.
I weighed you and Rosalie, but your looks were more my type. Rosalie is too spoiled with money. You were wearing brand name clothes, and you didn't seem to have any financial problems. I thought I could have a better future with you. But if your parents are poor, that would be a different story, wouldn't it?
I'm not poor.
I can't believe your words. I saw it with my own eyes. The wretched state of your house. Rosalie said she'd make me president if I married her. It seems like my life would be easier if I switched to her, so I'll marry her.
You don't think that's irresponsible?
Not really. I'm just making the best choice for my future happiness.
And that means breaking up with me?
That's what I'm saying. I'd rather have a rich girl than you, whose parents' house is old-fashioned on a fossil level. I can't marry a girl from a poor family.
Okay, don't regret it.
I won't.
We didn't even discuss the details of the wedding. It's a good thing we weren't living together. We'll just say goodbye and stay out of each other's lives. Deal?
Don't dwell on me. Hey, return my messages.
Why all of a sudden? I thought the deal was to stay out of each other's lives.
You didn't block my number. The truth is that you wanted to get in touch with me, right?
I simply forgot about you.
You don't have to lie. I don't mind getting back together with you. That's why I contacted you.
Are you trying to get back together because you saw on Facebook that I bought a cottage in Hawaii?
No. Of course not. There are some things you can see when you're apart from each other. I realized you're better than Rosalie.
No need to patch things up. It's true I bought a cottage in Hawaii, but I'm never gonna get back together with you.
Why not?
Don't you remember you cheated on me and then dumped me without a second thought?
I didn't know that you were making enough money to buy a vacation home in Hawaii. Come to think of it, it's your family that's poor, not you. You even own luxury goods. As long as we keep a reasonable distance from your parents, we'll be fine.
It was my father who bought me that cottage in Hawaii.
Your father? What?
Actually, my father is much wealthier than I am. I think he has more money than the president of the construction company you work for.
No way! What are you talking about? I mean, that house was such a wreck.
It's a very old house, that's for sure. It's so old that it became a registered historic property.
A registered historic property?
It was built in the 1700s. To someone who doesn't know much about history, it just looks like an old house. But I've always been very proud of my parents' house. So I was shocked by our differences in values.
Wait, the 1700s?
My family has been a landowner for generations. And not just in that area. We've been doing a lot of real estate business, and we own land all over the country. So, my parents have several holiday homes. It was hard to schedule a time to meet them, wasn't it? That's because they don't spend much time at their old house.
Real estate business? Have land all over the country? You mean they're super rich?
I don't know about annual sales or that sort of thing. But I don't remember having any financial problems since I was a little kid. By the way, I heard that they bought the top floor of a newly built tower apartment as a vacation home recently. I heard Rosalie's parents live on the 12th floor of the same building.
The top floor of that tower building? Only people of a very high status can live there. You're kidding, right? Does that mean I missed out on a woman with more money than Rosalie?
It's rude to judge a woman's worth by money.
Anna, let's get back together after all. We can start over right now.
There's no way we can get back together. You've been so open about your feelings and dumped me on the spot. Do you still think there's a way to fix it? Do you really think I still have feelings for you?
I don't need to become the next president. I just want to be with you.
Don't lie to me. Anyone can see through your lies. There's no way you can be the next president in the first place.
No, if I choose Rosalie, I'll be the next president and she'll be the next wife of the president, right?
Wait, that construction company is in trouble, right?
What are you talking about?
Are you telling me that the employees at the end of the line don't know anything about this? Well, you're going to find out very soon anyway. I'm sure it'll be in the news today or tomorrow. It's a well-known story in the real estate industry. A construction company that's been making money out of pretty dirty deals is finally getting sued.
Sued?
In the last year or so, the real estate companies that do business properly have been cutting ties with the construction company you work for. Don't you remember I made several recommendations to you to look for other jobs?
I recall something like that.
It was tough for an individual to sue, but recently, a patron appeared and promised to help those who wouldn't sue the company because they didn't have the money. He promised to help them pay all their legal fees.
What the hell?
And then, one after another appeared, and all the individuals who were troubled by the defective houses made by the construction company started to gather together. The group grew into a kind of victims group for lawsuits. That patron prepared a good lawyer who knows about real estate and construction. It's going to be a big class action lawsuit.
I've never heard of such a thing. What happens if they lose the case?
The company will probably go bankrupt when the huge damage claim comes through. The president might have to think about disposing of the condo and other assets he owns.
Then, if the company goes to court and loses, I won't be able to become the next president. Does that mean the president and his daughter Rosalie will both be in poverty?
I don't know about that.
So you're saying that I should have chosen you instead of Rosalie?
I can't say anything about that either.
Oh, right. Your father owns a real estate company, right, Anna? I worked for a construction company, so I'm not from the wrong field. Please hire me. We'll also set up the meeting with your parents right away to announce our wedding.
Sorry to interrupt your excitement, but I have no intention of starting over with you at all. My mother already set me up with a matchmaker. I'm going on a date with a decent guy this weekend.
A matchmaker? A date?
I liked your personality, Rick, but it seems like that was disguise. I know exactly what you are now. I'll never fall in love with you again.
Don't say that. You should have given me another chance.
You had your chance, didn't you? I don't know if I should say this, but you had a great chance to ride on the other side of the coin. But because of your lack of knowledge, you judged that house to be trash when it was a historical cultural asset. You irresponsibly threw your chance away and ran away.
But I didn't know.
Not knowing is an excuse for kids. Well, I have to go order some new furniture for my vacation home in Hawaii. Bye.
Wait a minute, Anna.
Next time, I'll remember to block you and delete your contact info. I blocked and erased his contacts, so I don't know the details. Apparently, the lawsuit was reported in the media by the end of the day, and the construction company quickly went bankrupt. According to my father's story, there was an empty room on the 12th floor of the tower apartment. They probably got rid of the property as well. It is unclear if he and Rosalie are still together. A friend of mine recently told me that he posted on SNS that he was lonely and miserable. I guess he has broken up with his girlfriend and is enjoying being alone, in a way.